We're talking about this.
Well, the content is contenty. But that shit was so disrespectful.
Very.
And like, I'm really bad with names, but what I'm going to do is I'll ask my house manager her name, or I'll ask her if she's a bit older, how does she like to go by? Mostly they say mama this, mama that. So you call her mama nani.
Mama nani.
Mama nani. That's respectful. And then when you're going, okay, let's give you some context.
Firstly.
So sweet, let me tell you something. When the spice so sweet, let me tell you. When the spice so sweet, let me tell you something. When the spice so sweet, let me tell you.
Do it.
Welcome back to the podcast. Woo! Episode
35.
35. You can tell the numbers person. Has to be the Indian.
Wow. Already?
Sorry. I was given a pass. I might as well use it.
Yeah, just use it.
I haven't used it in a very long time. Anyway, Ashley.
Welcome back. And this is Nimrat. I don't know which camera to look at.
Yeah, it's a double-sided tape. It's been a minute since we've done like a full...
Yeah, it's double-sided tape, by the way. And please go check out our YouTube. We're available on Spotify, Anchor, Castbox, and Instagram, and our TikTok as well. Everything is double-sided tape podcast.
And do exactly this, please. Like, share, repost, subscribe, repost. Just share the word, guys. Like, we make you kiki over here. Like the kiki is kiki. Might as well have other people kiki with you,
So we can all
do the thing. Do the thing. G has been doing this a lot of times, so please fix our algorithm, make us up there, put us up there. I can see you guys watching, but you're not reposting or anything.
I was really hoping you did like a G impression over here.
No, I don't know how to do a G impression. And I'm not there yet.
You're not there.
Yeah.
Yet.
Also, I generally don't know how to do impressions.
Yeah, actually, no.
Yeah, no.
You're very Ashley.
I'm terrible at it.
Original Ashley.
Do you know what's been scaring me? Before we go back to the house manager conversation, what's been scaring me? So every time I've had a meeting, my mom has been looking so I've been working, 4 times out of 7 days in the week, I'm in my parents' house. A, there's food. B, I'm just so much more comfortable when I'm there.
I mean, if you're busy, it's really nice to be at your parents'.
Yeah. Also, I have this weird spike of energy when I'm at my parents' place. Anyway, so every time I'm in a meeting, my mom usually looks at me these days and she goes like, your accent is elevating. Is my accent getting...
Like thicker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
What the hell is
we
happening?
need to also talk about that. It's okay. It's actually normal because what happens is when you're around certain people who speak a certain way, you end up picking that accent and I don't want to say elevating yours, but just adjusting yours so that they can understand you.
But I'm not hanging out with anybody who has I don't even think I have an accent. I just think this is how you talk. People just think it's an accent.
Like Kidogo accent.
Yeah, I've been told I sound American, which
like
I
Kidogo
hate.
international accent.
But now it's become so thick. I remember my mom was just like, where are you getting this from? And I'm just like, I don't know.
It's okay, you adapt. And then sometimes you just develop it and then you lose it at some point.
True.
Yeah.
Because you have an accent as well. Like everybody has an accent.
Like an accent. Like me, don't start my accent, man. Everybody's always after my accent. They're like, oh,
you don't sound
Indian. You don't sound Kenyan. You don't sound this. You don't sound that. Like I post videos on TikTok and I do accents. I do the Mluya accent really well. I do a Kisi accent. I'm good at this in a way. So I can do accents. And then I meet people who look like me in the street and they'd be like, oh, now these are the brown people. You have such a Kenyan accent. Can you talk in your Kenyan accent? It's so dope. And then I meet people like you, like black people, and they go like,
oh, like black people.
Yeah, I'm good. It's what it is. It's not demeaning.
People like you.
Sorry.
You're like black, honey.
Like black me inside.
Exactly. You're an Oreo.
So then, I like it. So they go like, haungi kama mwindi, and I'm like, sawa. And then I meet a white person, and they go like, are you Kenyan? Are you Indian? Are you Australian? Because my accent is not American, but it's not Indian, it's not Kenyan, especially the English. It's got like a mix.
So it's funny how people try to place you based on your accent, right?
Exactly.
I met a couple of guys, when was it? 2 weeks ago. I was going to a club and we bumped into them in the basement. And they were from London, right?
Ooh, Monday.
So they're from, that went one way or another. So I bumped into them and they were just like, where are you from? One of them, I mean, he was heavily hitting on me. I didn't mind. So he's
That
like,
bunda.
so I said, bunda. He's like, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm Kenyan. And is this like, you don't sound Kenyan? And I'm just like, what do I sound like? And he's like, you have a very thick accent. I'm like, okay, this is just how I speak.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I sound Kenyan, but with a
With
little bit of
with a
pizzazz.
tinge.
You know,
Yeah.
exactly.
Kenyan with a
exactly.
tinge.
And it's just like, but also, you're not twanging, because if you're twanging, that means you're trying.
Yeah.
This is just how you speak, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Ken, it's just like you sound very American. And I was like, oh, stop. Don't.
Stop. Like, my ancestors are squirming in the
In
grave
their
right now.
graves. I was like, do not tell me I sound American, because I do not sound American. So it's funny how when people hear you, they go like, where are you from?
They
'Cause
try
even,
to automatically place.
yeah. So even like the Kenyans I've met who don't know me or don't know of me or I haven't interacted with, the first automatic question is, where are you from? I'm like, I'm Kenyan. And they're like, have you lived here? I'm like, yeah. My whole life. My whole life. And they're like, oh, you don't sound like it. So where do you get your accent from? I'm just like, guys, people just talk differently, you know?
And it's okay. Again, as I pointed out, interaction is very important.
Yeah.
Because if you interact with different kinds of people, you pick different kinds of accents. Like you hang out with we always mention Andy, but you hang out with Andy and you pick up like the Sheng that he speaks,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sheng words, and then you hang out with American people, you pick up that culture. So you just haven't picked the Indian accent, because I don't have an Indian accent.
Exactly.
But apparently, I was told some of the words that I say sound Indian.
I sound Indian.
Which one?
Yeah, I don't know.
We need to stop this shit. We're about to like literally call people out for this racist shit, and we're doing the same thing.
Black people can be racist. They can be racist towards each other, but anyway. But I always say, like, if you listen to my mom and my dad speak, you'll understand why I speak like this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when we're starting the podcast, we're talking about there's a tweet that's been going around about a house manager who. And I even know the restaurant. Like, I can tell the restaurant from that video.
We can't mention.
I'm not going to mention I'm not going to mention the restaurant, but I can tell the restaurant from the video. And this house manager was made to sit on the floor as her employers
were dining.
You know? And I was just like, you remember the episode where we had, and we're just like, you can tell a lot from an individual from how they treat people.
Yes.
From how they treat waitresses, bartenders, you know, cleaning ladies, security guards. Like, you can tell a lot from that. Imagine walking into a restaurant and seeing that. What would your reaction be?
Honestly, I'm so judgmental. I would give you the judgy eyes, first of all. But second of all, how disrespectful is that?
Bro.
You guy, like... Don't you forget mannerisms. Let's start with basic humanity, 1-to-1. Don't you see this other person as a human being with a heart and a soul and a stomach just like you and a consciousness? Like, that, first of all, tells me a lot about how you are as a person. If you can't see the other person across of you, no matter their social status, who they are as a human being. That just tells you that's the kind of person you'd be drowning and they'll be taking selfies of you.
I swear. And that's the thing. Okay, I'm not even gonna condemn the person who took the video.
No.
But I feel like something should have been done, even by the establishment. You get what I mean? Like, you can't have someone sitting on the floor in your establishment. Imagine what that looks like. You get what I mean?
I understand.
Like, I clocked the restaurant immediately because I've been there enough times.
Yeah.
I know what restaurant it is. When I walk in the next time, I'm going to be like, so these are the people who are going to let just anybody walk in, have their house manager sit down on the, or she was literally kept
down
on the floor
Yeah.
and then not going to do anything.
I mean, they could have just pulled a chair. Like, this is restaurant management. It's just like, you know.
Even move her to the side if need be.
People skills 101. Just
Bro.
get her a chair. I mean, there were how many chairs in that place? You're telling me munakosa kiti?
True. I don't know why I felt so triggered by that story.
Because you see, that's the thing. It's the reality that unfortunately some of these people face in places around Nairobi. How many horror stories have you had where house managers are overworked, underfed, underpaid?
True.
I mean, I do know there are some people who actually do not follow the labor laws and do not pay their employees what they need to be paid according to the labor laws.
True.
Just to begin with that. And also, it's like a people thing. If you're going to disrespect somebody who is quote unquote below your status, it just says a lot about you, because respect is something that you owe people no matter at what level they are in life, and human decency. And also think there's a lot of, can we address the race factor as well?
Yeah.
This family looked predominantly brown, if I'm not wrong.
They were black.
No.
They were Kenyan.
They were Kenyan.
They were Kenyan, no?
I don't think so.
No.
You don't think
no.
so?
I saw some light skin. They could be brown or a different, they're not Kenyan.
Because also they like blurred out their faces and whatnot.
I saw another video.
Oh, really?
Yes, there's another video. They were definitely not black for sure.
No, okay.
Yes.
No offense. I'd expect that from them.
You know what? It is a reality.
It is.
I ain't gonna lie about it, because I do feel like there's a whole racial part, superiority complex. There's a lot that plays into it, and I'm here to say that is absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
You cannot be doing that no matter what, whether you're white, black, brown.
It doesn't matter.
There's who, I don't know, sometimes I think about it in this world, who came up with this concept of I am better than you and you bow down to me?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And it's funny. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna put the race on blast.
Yeah, do it.
It's the same way they usually just go like, people go like, I work for, may I say it? I work for Mwindi. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like right there, you're just like, damn. You're already like you're just like, hey, you
Life
must be
hard.
going through it, And majority of people who do are heavily going through it. And I think we've talked about this on the podcast before. The way they've also secluded themselves, blah, blah. And I mean, I think we came to a consensus of that's how kind of like empires are built, blah, blah. And they're very close-knit. It's the same as the Somali community, the Hindu community. They do that, and that's how they prosper, and that's how they grow their wealth.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. Mimi ni mukalasinga police. Police. Okay, I'm not saying one community is better than the other, but I do know Africans who've shared the experiences with me and compared the two communities, and I'll let you guys do that research. Yeah, but it's just wrong.
But it's the same way I'm saying, like, even in Kenya, if you look at it, black people are more racist than white people are in our own country.
Like, you're internally racist towards yourself.
Yes. And that's why I'm saying, like, at the beginning I said black people can be racist, but they're more racist towards their own than to anybody else, you get? Because, I mean, you can't necessarily be... There's a guy who on TikTok who broke it down so well that it blew my mind. And he was just like, as black individuals, you cannot be... And he was a white man. You can be racist seeing as you're the minority. Mainly when we're talking about now the Western world. You're the minority. So you cannot be racist because you are oppressed either way. If you try to be racist or not, you are oppressed. So there's no way you can be racist or you can be, you can condemn other people who are a majority. But then you'll realize, even when you go to the Western world, majority of the people who are going to be more racist to you are the black people. Like, guys, why don't we love each other? We're meant to be like rooting for each other, no? Why the hell don't we do that?
I literally relate to you because that's the same thing I'm experiencing in like the brown community over here. I've spoken about it a million times. I do feel like a bit outcasted because of that whole scenario, because of the kind of associations I keep, and I'm liberal. So they're like, huyu tuwezi support. Oh, she has an event. Let's see how far. It's a game off. No. Let's see how far you'll go. Not let's see how we can help you as a community because you're representing us to go further. Like, let me put it into context. There was, as we transition into awards, in fact, this is the best.
Yes.
So there was the Sikh Community Awards. It's called the Sikh Achievers Award. All right? Not to take anything from the girl who won or anything, but that's kind of what triggered my emotion. All right? There's a babe who graduated in international relations and just from a local Kenyan university. How does she get an award for a Sikh Youth Achiever Award? And then I'm putting myself in that scenario because if we're thinking about, because they're looking at the Sikhs in Kenya who have represented the community in the country. So we're talking Akina Olympians, we're talking, we have athletes, we have race car drivers. These are the people who I expect, businessmen, women in business. And this person, I thought if let's say it was an academic award. It could have been maybe she got the best GPA and she went to fucking Oxford and then she got an award for it.
Oxford.
Yeah, I had to put the thing Oxford. It's like because she did that. And I'm thinking, I'm putting myself in the situation. I'm like, I have been tied to the community to the point that I MC for them. I do media for them. I do
Good
things
for you,
for
honestly,
them.
also. You're getting gigs, honey.
Thank you.
Get that back.
So like it's all community work. I'm involved, and you guys didn't think. First of all, I'm the only Sikh journalist in Kenya right now.
Is it?
Excuse me. Yes.
Is it?
Yes, as a qualified.
Look at our girl.
Wow. As qualification based.
Yes.
And practicing half. Yeah.
With masters on the way, honey.
Right?
Come
so
on.
Now,
Bruh.
I'm like, why am I not getting?
You'll be the second person with two degrees on the good company. You're closing in on the gap.
Are you feeling involved now? Do you feel like
I'm actually
inclusive?
challenged, included. I feel included.
I like this. But yes,
I love that.
Harmonioni.
But let me tell you, the one thing I realized, like, let me not even start, because I feel like I broke a lot of barriers in the industry as well. Like, I'm not gonna. It sounds a little cocky, but I mean, I did that shit.
We have to give you the flowers, baby.
Yeah, but then nobody is ever gonna give you your flowers the way you deserve to be given your flowers. Sure. So what I've realized, because it got to a point I was just like, do these people realize I was the first female producer who did morning?
Wow.
Okay. Do these people realize I'm the youngest? Like there's back-to-back things that you will do and nobody will ever realize it.
Yeah.
So recently, I even bumped into a friend of mine and he was just like, do you know you're the reason that I'm in this position? And I'm just like, what do you mean? And he was just like, you trained me. You're the one who showed me the ropes. You're the one who got me the connects. You're the one. And I'm just like, oh shit. And it was just like, you need to be given your flowers. And I'm just like, you're never going to be given your flowers the way you actually deserve to. And you know what I think? It's almost like is this the right analogy? Like a pound cake thing. Like,
okay.
Is that the right analogy?
She said pound cake.
Yeah, like you've done so much, but you're not going to be recognized for one reason or another. And I feel like it's an achiever's glitch. You get what I mean?
I understand.
Yeah.
They don't see you until they see you, kind of a thing.
And
sometimes they might never see you.
They will never see you. So I call it an achiever's glitch, because also what achievers do is they're not necessarily going to put it in your face, right?
Yeah, true.
It's going to be...
Have you met me?
Sorry? Yeah. Come on, Austin. Tell them. 3 degrees deep. But you're never going to put it in the face. But in the back of your mind, you're just like, why am I not being recognized? Mainly because you're not putting it out there, but you expect people to recognize your work.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
I know, because even as me putting this out there, or you saying that, look, you were literally mumbling when you were saying that I was the first female producer.
Yeah, I know.
Like, why are you mumbling, baby? Own it.
Say it with the chest.
Say it with the chest, But that's the thing. What happens is also people who achieve things, or achievers, are not necessarily doing it for other people to recognize it. Number one, it's a personal thing. Would it be nice to recognize sometimes? Yes. But then also, it also sometimes contributes to your imposter syndrome.
I was just about to say that. Oh, girl, come on.
Alignment.
I was just about to, because you know what? A lot of times, like recently, I've been working on a deck, and this deck I'm working on it almost solo. With some input from my boss, but then I have help from the account manager, who's my homie. We just came from a serious rant with each other after a call. And he kept telling me, because I always tell him, check if it's okay. Have I made any mistake? Is it okay? And he was just like, Ash, you're fine.
Yeah.
Relax. So even sometimes, like when I'm not in my creative space and I'm just like, sweetie, I'm not doing this right now. I won't lie to you. Give me 2 days. On the second day is when I'm going to be doing this shit. And because I don't know, the way my mind works is it's going to start running when I feel like I need to be running. And even him, usually I tell him I'm going to be late with it. He's like, it's okay, sweetie. I'm like, you have too much faith in me. And it's just like, I know you're going to get your shit done.
Yeah.
Because there's something about you that is not going to you're not going to fuck up.
Yeah, you're not. But you just need your time and your brain to understand that it's going to be okay. You've got this. It's fine. Okay, you're not feeling creative right now. Try again after an hour.
And then the imposter syndrome kicks in, because right now, the deck that we sent, I've been so anxious about it. And he called me and he was just like, so I said, what happened? What's wrong? oh, it's fuck, it's the dick. And he was just like, relax. Maybe I'm telling you, I've won $1 million and I'm about to take us to, Seychelles, some shit like that. And I'm just like, I'm so anxious about this shit. And it plays so much the imposter syndrome that you don't necessarily want people to know what you're involved in, just in case.
You fuck up. You feel me?
Girl, let me tell you, the amount of projects that I've done and I'm just like, oh shit, I can't see. Okay. And then it's a success and I'm just like, was it a success?
Like,
what? Like, did I actually make it a success?
And you think about it, did it fly?
Did it fly? But then was it good? So all those things run. And I call it a creative glitch as well. It's there are two glitches in this. And I feel like but also other individuals in the industries,
I'm sure,
go through this same thing.
Yeah.
I just call it a creative glitch because I've gone through it enough times and I'm just
that's the best way you understand it.
Facts.
Yeah, but speaking of awards though, that's where we had started.
Yes.
So awards, we had the recent Pulse Awards, by the way. This is what you gotta do. Please vote for us. Vote for the good company. Is voting still open? I don't even know. But if you voted, thank you. If the voting is still open, please vote.
Yeah.
Because shit's been going down.
Yo. The Twitter streets have been lit lately, okay? From relationships to voting. Just had to slide that in there. Slide other things. But so apparently people were buying votes.
Apparently.
How do you do that? You pay a bunch of people to go vote for you?
Yeah, probably.
I'd break it down for us, babes.
Yo, I just need... Okay. Nasumbuliwa. Anyway.
Kindly tell us.
Nah. But this is what happened. Apparently, there was this person on Twitter. What's his name? We're not naming. Okay.
No, it's okay.
There was a guy on Twitter, let's say it like that. They were nominated for the Business Awards. So he put out a tweet saying, now here's the thing, there's too many technicalities in the tweet. Because it could come off as he was buying, but it also could come off that he was just messing around.
And he was promoting his brand.
Because he was just saying, if you vote, and it's just send me your number na kutumia kitu kidogo. So now it could have just been he's using that for likes and retweets, or it could be that he was actually paying people.
Yeah.
We don't know and we'll never know. But
nobody knows. How will they know?
TikTok. So this person apparently was closely competing with another big powerhouse who's a female, and she has Instagram followers. Now this war slowly started becoming about buying votes versus not, versus Twitter followers versus Instagram followers. But anyway, end of the day, Pulse Live came and disqualified this Twitter person, saying that, you said that you're buying votes and we do not stand for these things. Which brings me to the point. Do these awards really matter end of the day? Well, I reply.
So firstly, I don't see it as buying votes when you're promoting your own profession. You get what I mean? Like when you're reposting people voting for you, etc. Because I saw a lot of it was that. Even the email that he posted, I'm assuming the image is what him pushing for. Like, go vote for me, blah, blah. Yes, when you pay for that's rigging. But I mean, what doesn't happen without rigging?
Voter apathy. Not rigging.
When I was in story time, when I was in USIU, there was an award that I was nominated for, Best Presenter or something of the sort, for USIU Radio. And I was up against a couple of people. I mean, I'm not going to say I was better than them. But
you were better than them. What do you mean?
Wasn't?
Yes.
Wait, do you remember that?
Yes. What do you mean?
The validation we're receiving on this podcast
B
today.
for fucking,
yes.
As Sandra will say, B for BFFR. Anyway, so me, I was chill. I was just like, listen, I got this in the fucking bag, you know? I don't got to do anything. Usually, like I used to walk around USIU and people are just like, oh, are you the Ashley? Oh my God, we love your show. And I'm just like, thank you. Give me the love, you know? This other person will stand, and it's a babe. Also, shout out to her because she's doing great things out there in the media space. So she'll stand by the cafeteria door and like tell people, oh, go vote for me, blah, blah, blah. Me, I'm chill. I never even go to the fucking cafeteria. Me, the only place I go is class and gym and home and studio. So eventually when I went for the awards, what happened is, so there was this guy who I used to be really close with. A shout out to him. I'll remember. Yeah, I'll remember his name. Austin too. I'll remember his name. But so when we're sitting there and we're waiting for the announcement to be made, he was just like, "Did you, you know?" I'm like, "What do you mean, you know?"
You know.
And it was just like, "How will you win?" And I'm just like, "What do you mean, how will I win?" And it was just like, "Sweetheart, I don't think you understand this in politics or in this awards game.
Yeah.
You cannot win without rigging.
Yeah.
And I promise you, the only reason you're gonna lose is because someone has done the rigging better than you." I said, "Shit." And then when the winner was announced, those numbers were not making sense. And I even remember Neville was a part of that list. I remember Neville was, because so in my head, I was just like, Neville is my only competition here.
Yeah, exactly.
Hands down. Neville is my only competition. Look at us now, right?
Yeah.
And when we had those numbers, he was just like, "What did I tell you? Next time, do better." I was like, "Do better at what?" And he's like, "At rigging."
Do you know, I actually agree with this guy because I was working at a place some time ago. I wouldn't mention the place, all right? And this place had like such big business like awards and kind of a thing. So, you know, one of these big entrepreneurship, I'm talking African awards. So this place I was working at, this man, the whole CEO, used to tell his marketing team, "Ati, kazi yenyu ni kuchukua all the emails from all the employees, the work emails, and use that to vote." And he actually used to win.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I push for telling people to vote for you, but not
rigging.
Not rigging. That's a different thing.
Okay, we got to wrap this up. I have like a phone call to attend. Ugh.
Yeah, what is happening? Listen,
It's important.
this has been the double-sided tape with Ashley and Nimrat. We'll be back. We're being consistent babies, okay? Let's go.
We promise. I got to just call the hose.